Welcome back, gang. This is part 2 of my Party Season Prosecco Cocktails. In video 1 that dropped at the start of this week, I kind of did some like an English garden fizz with elderflower, with the gin of choice. I used Quince gin, which was absolutely delicious. We then did the boozy bucks fizz with the mimosa, kind of a really famous one. But then the other one was kind of like a non-alcoholic limoncello. All limoncello is like lemon vodka, essentially, and sugar. But I used that lemon juiced honey, a bit of Prosecco and fresh raspberries, and that was actually gorgeous. So that was video 1. Coming up in this video, well, as you can see, I've got 3. Even better, maybe, slightly different. It's up to you. You let me know which ones you fancy the most. We've got the Brandy cocktail there. We've got all the champagne cocktail, I should say. We've got the Bakewell Fizz, and we've got the Flirtini. So for your 4th Prosecco Party Season cocktail, this is the granddaddy of all champagne cocktails because it's called the champagne cocktail and it's made with brandy. Very, very simple cocktail, but it's amazing. We need a sugar cube. You do want a sugar cube for this. Angostura Bitters. We've got some brandy, my go-to brandy, cognac, whatever you fancy, Armagnac, just this is a really good brandy, and Prosecco, champagne. Champagne for a champagne cocktail, but Prosecco, Frizzante, Cava, whatever your weapon of choice is. Now, I know what the obvious question is coming up here. Well, can I just use sugar syrup? Look, let's be honest. Yes, I think you can, but it's the effect of the sugar cube for this cocktail that does do the magic. Is it going to taste dramatically different with sugar syrup? No, but you know, we like to do things semi-properly from time to time, not all the time, but just time to time. So the first thing we want is just the sugar cube, normal sugar cube. You could go Demerara sugar cube, whatever you fancy, and just pop that in your glass. We then want our Angostura Bitters. And we just very carefully, and we want probably about 2-3 dashes, we kind of just want to coat the sugar cube with the Angostura Bitters. You'll see that now. Hopefully the close-up will pick that. I'm not sure if I can get that down the camera there, but you'll see the kind of sugar cube sort of soaking up all the Angostura Bitters. Then after a minute or so, after it's actually soaked up a lot of the Angostura Bitters there, you want your brandy, your cognac of choice. As I say, there's no right or wrong for this. This is a cracking brand. And I'm going for 25 ml of brandy. And when I pour this, I'm going to pour this straight over the top of the sugar cube. Now, there's no right or wrong with this, but you can just stir, or you can use like a muddler or the flat end of your bar spoon just to kind of press the sugar cube down if you want. That should come to bits quite easily. I say stirring will do the same job, but look, just to see how easy that is. There we go. But I'm just going to then stir the actual cocktail, stir the sugar in. And then to finish this off, we're going with our champagne, our Prosecco, whatever you want, and we're just going to top there. I probably wouldn't top it all the way, probably about half full. And then just give this another little stir just to combine the sugar. You should find that that should kind of dissolve in there now after a while. Then for the garnish, there's 2 things I like to do here. I've got the maraschino cherries, but first off, what I like to do is kind of a little bit of orange peel just over the top. Express those oils in, just pop that in there. And now I actually really love adding a maraschino to this. I don't think the original recipe has, but I think it works a treat. And that is your absolutely delicious and amazing champagne cocktail. Oh, this is good. Now, Prosecco cocktail number 5, again, is another firm favourite. This is the Bakewell Fizz. The Bakewell Sour is a great cocktail, but then you can turn that into a fizz. Really, really good. So, essentially, the Bakewell flavours, we've gone for an Amaretto. Di Serrano is the brand here. Cherry liqueur, cherry brandy, whatever you've got, that's kind of what I've brought in here today. So, cherry hearing, so luscious, kind of really kind of thick, syrupy cherry liqueur. It's amazing. Got Prosecco, got a bit left. I've got another bottle, don't panic. And I've just got some cranberry juice there, already pre-measured. Now I've kept maraschinos out. You can add a little bit of sugar to this to adjust the taste. But I think actually when I garnish this with and get a spoonful of the cherry syrup that's going to come out of that, I think that's going to work a treat. But feel free to add just a tiny little bit of sugar syrup to this if you want to. Now just to demonstrate another serve, I'm going for this Stemless. It's a gin balloon, so it's big, but I use them as spritz glasses. I think this is close to being a spritz, of course it is, but this will be brilliant for your party season Prosecco cocktails. Really, really well. So straight in the glass. We're going for 25ml of your favourite, your go-to Amaretto. As I say, Di Serono is pretty much the market leader, but you'll see I did a video a couple of weeks ago about Tesco's own, I think it was £8 Prosecco. Works a treat, so feel free to use that as well. But 25ml. Then the next ingredient is our luscious, very gorgeous cherry liqueur. There's loads of brands. Luxardo do one, there's cherry herring, any cherry brandies, anything like that. These are slightly the Luxardo and the cherry herring and the Aberforth's one that I've actually got at home in my studio. They are very luscious and thick and juicy cherry liqueurs. They are sort of cherry brandies, but they're kind of different because cherry brandy is a little bit thinner, not quite as sweet, whereas the cherry liqueurs are stunningly vibrant and, as I say, thick and luxurious. So we're going for 15ml of this. Now for my third ingredient, I'm going for my cranberry juice. Two things to note here. One, this is already pre-measured because I've made another cocktail today, so I know that's 50ml and I just want a 50ml double bubble. The other thing to note is, as you guys may be aware, this is not just plain cranberry juice. This is cranberry and raspberry juice. It's just Tesco's own, but I think the cranberry, especially in this cocktail, the cranberry and raspberry works a treat. But normal cranberry will be absolutely fine, but as I say, this is cranberry and raspberry juice. So 50ml double bubble. Now, as we've got a big glass here, obviously the more ice we need it. If you just put a little bit of ice in, it's just going to melt and water down your drink. So glasses, I just want to demonstrate different serves, that's all. So as I say, whopper of glass, plenty of ice. We're going to top up with our Prosecco. Then just give it a very quick stir. Remember, you've got a bit of thickness in there with the Di Serono and the cherry liqueur, so a tiny bit of thickness there. You just need to combine those ingredients. And then just to garnish, I've got an orange wedge there, so I'm going to pop that in. And then, you know, the cherries. The cherries, of course, this is the one cocktail you definitely need your maraschino cherries for. As I say, if you want it a bit sweeter, and you've got these cherries, just make sure you get a load of juice, load of the cherry juice that comes out, because that's all that is. It's just sweetened cherry juice. So it's up to you, but I'm just going for a cherry on top with a bit of juice. And there we go, it's gorgeous Bakewell Fizz. Remember, the overriding taste of all of these is gonna be your Prosecco, your Champagne, your Cava, whatever you've just kind of, so you're never ever gonna lose those tastes with these recipes. You are just gonna add to them with different other tastes, all right? So this, although you've got the Bakewell kind of, the whole sort of almond cherry thing going on in the background there, you've still got Prosecco flavour first and foremost. Now, Party Prosecco cocktail number 6 for you. I think this is a great cocktail to rock out. We know the French martini, kind of a vodka, Chambord, pineapple juice. Well, turn that into a Flirtini with some Prosecco or Champagne. Very similar cocktail. You're just kind of topping it up and lengthening out or using slightly less of your French martini. So ingredients, we have got our vodka, we have got some pressed pineapple juice, and we have got some Chambord there. And obviously, we've got a little bit of Prosecco left. I've got another bottle just in case, but we might just get away with that. Now I'm going to serve this up in another Coupe glass, but I think this is a good one to shake down as well. So first ingredient we're going to go for is our vodka. It's up to you, but I'm just going for a 25ml, a single shot of vodka. Then I want my Chambord, which is there, my lovely kind of raspberry liqueur. This will work a treat for this, but if you've got other better Giffard, sort of Framboise de Rance, other kind of raspberry liqueurs, they will make a difference because they are more vibrant, but the Chambord does the job. 15ml, half an ounce is what I'm going to do for this. And then we're just going to finish up with 50ml double bubble of pressed pineapple juice, 100% pressed pineapple juice. So then just add plenty of ice to your cocktail shaker and then just give it a good hard fast shake for 10 to 12 seconds. Right. When that's all nicely chilled, the glass I'm going to use is, I used the gold rim one in the last video. I'm going to use that, whatever you kind of fancy. We are going to double strain this, get rid of all the tiny little shards of ice. And then we are very, very simply just going to top up with a Prosecco. So we're taking a French martini and we're kind of topping it up. Got used a little bit less vodka than what you kind of the ratios for a French martini, but don't forget the Prosecco's alcoholic as well. So we're just going to top up. Then the obvious garnish for this, I've got a pineapple, I've got a couple of raspberries, so I'm just going to pop that on. The raspberries on a skewer, but there we go. So there we go, folks. There's your second three, number four, number 5, and number 6. Out of all 6, which one do you fancy? Which one takes your fancies the most? Which one would you rock out at your party? They are all so different, all so tasty. I know they're going to work a treat for you. So I hope you enjoyed that. Coming up right there is another kind of party season kind of video to help you knock out cocktails, pubs and bars, friends and family, to help you get in the spirit of things.